What's up, everybody? Dennis back out in the farm. Well, I was out here hunting last night. We finally had a hog show up at the feeder on camera. You'll see the pictures and the videos, but they came out to the field and there's a slope, so I couldn't see them. But as they moved, I picked them up on my thermal, and I had one big boar shooting across the field. Didn't stop to give me enough time or a decent shot to harvest him. But the grass is so high. Check it out. This is what we call fresh rooting. This was done overnight. You can barely see our platform, but this had to be done after I left, because I'm standing here, I'm 6 foot, and I can see my platform fully. So this was done after I left last night. This is how destructive they are. Look how green and tall this hayfield is. We just had rain, so the farmer's going to be getting ready to cut the field and get the hay, but this is what happens. So this is why it's important. Such an invasive, destructive species. Now I know on camera there's about 15 plus hogs, and this is what they're doing. So hopefully, straight in front of me, you can see the full platform. So if I was on that platform standing up, I'm 12 feet above the ground, I'd be able to see these with and without the thermal. But the main road in and out up for us is right in front of me, 20 feet in front of me. Platform is right there. So look how lush this grass is, this hay. And this is what I mean of how destructive they are. That's an old one. You can see the bare spots. Those are the old rooting from the hogs. You can actually see the trail they're using right in front of us. And if you just kind of stand here, you can see where they hit. This is unreal. I stayed out. Usually I stay out to 9:30. Because then I have to butcher it by the time I get home. It's late in my arm, but I stayed out later because I did see them. So you can see their footprints all in here. This is all overnight. They're at the feeder all night. I'm going to walk through this to get my scent through it. This is just so destructive. Oh my God. This is what I mean. This is how destructive wild hogs are. This ain't just Florida, Texas, the entire South. All of a sudden, the state's still with this. Had these hogs under control. What I've noticed between cameras and coming out here hunting, they're on like a 2-week rotation. They hit all the fields and then they come back. But with all this rain, makes the roots moist, and that's what they eat. They were here all overnight. So hopefully I'm going to line up this camera. This is a few hours of destruction. Now where I'm sitting on the platform, the feed is at least 300, 350 yards away. So we're going to readjust these cameras, because these cameras did not pick the hogs up doing that destruction. And apparently they hit the other side. So this is the western side of the field. The feed is down there. We're going to go down there in a minute, but that's where we just came from. That's the cameras. Right there is where they destroyed it, but I can see my platform. So this happened overnight. Don't know what time exactly, but so if you see this one, if I can get in right, it almost looks like somebody kicked with their boot. That is the hog with their nose digging. You can almost see what area, because the grass, it's almost like a hole in the grass. This is an old area. This is an old spot. Oh man. There's some new ones there. Platform is directly in front of us at 12 o'clock. If these hogs did this when I was out here, it would have been game over. It's so aggravating to me because I've sat down and hung out with the farmer, and he's told me what goes into this and the cost. Now, there's more over here. So when I was in the platform last night, this is an old one. Here's a new started right there, but this is an old one here. Got the trap right there, nothing goes in. Oh man. Yeah guys, I'm sorry. I'm in disgust right now. Wow. Yeah. So what they'll do is they'll feed in an area and they'll like walk across the field from one side of the woods to the other, and that's what they did here. And you can see the roots, what they're digging up. Started here. Smelled something better over here. Damn. This is, if you look, you can see almost holes in the grass. Those are old spots. It looks like a fresh one over there. See like the holes? You know, you would have to sit on this field 24/7. But they're not coming out now. You know, it's like 1 o'clock in the afternoon because of the heat. So they're staying in this thick, wet, muddy area. And there is a stream, brook back there. So that's where they're at during the middle of the day. Shifted some of the cameras to try and catch them, but oh man, yeah, it's so aggravating. It's sick to my stomach because I was out here. See the big root ball right there? That's what they were after. Apparently they didn't like that one, but this is how destructive wild hogs are. Invasive, wild, destructive hogs. You know, even the pigs on a farm, they do this, but you know, they're in a pen, so it's under control. But here, look how close you are to the trap. Nothing goes in the traps. These traps have been up for 6-7 months. Nothing. I mean, there's no bait in them, but there is actually corn growing in there. So this area in front of me has always been a hot spot. The deer and the hogs always come right out in this corner. We used to have our bait pile out there. And then we used to just sit up there and just harvest them as they came out of the woods, but they stopped. They started hitting the other side of the field. So it's trying to monitor and see where they're coming from and set up. The platform sees all of this. So I was very strategic when I placed the platform out. You know, the feeder is close to the stream. It's all muddy down there, which they love, but I'm honestly sick to my stomach. Alright, let's go down there and let's get some more goodness out for them. Let's take a peek. So you're not going to hear much talking as we go down there. And the reason for that is this. They found a food source. Yes, pigs think with their stomach, but as you can see by everything I show you and my experience, they're very smart. They're extremely smart animals. There's a water source right in the woods, and there's a food source. So there is a high probability that these animals are bedding down right inside the trees. So I do have my friends with me, Sig and Sour. They brought a bunch of their kids with them. They brought 17 of them. So worst case scenario, Sig and Sour's kids are going to play with the hogs. And at this point, alright guys, so we got my little temporary bag of goodness basically. We're just going to lay it out, we're going to dump it and mix it. It's that simple. I'm going to try and make it easy as possible. But we're not feeding the hogs batteries. That is for the camera that's dead. And that camera watches the upper hill. So, alright guys. Let's see what happens. The whole thing is to keep the hogs here, making sure the feed is constantly filled, making sure the battery's charged, and it's always spitting out corn twice a day. And then in between that, putting out yummy stuff like this. hogs are coming out here. All I smell is hog. Right there. Whew. That's all we're doing. Corn, sugar, and smell. That's it. You can see that the feed is still working. There's some corn underneath it. Alright everyone, so hogs are back. You've seen how destructive they are. Got some more corn out and some sweet goodness for them. I gotta change the batteries. I gotta turn one camera off and replace the batteries on the other. I hope you enjoyed this. I'm gonna add this to the main video with the feeder, but I'm gonna keep adding clips, or maybe I'll just add shorts on what's happening with the hogs and the feeder in the field. You know, of course you'll get the hunting videos, but for stuff like this, I'm just gonna add clips. Alright guys.